Have you ever felt that magic might slip quietly into your life when you need it most? The kind of magic you don't hear coming, but when it arrives, it changes everything? In a small village where snow fell in soft sugar-white drifts and chimney smoke curled into the evening sky, there lived a shoemaker and his gentle, kind-hearted wife. They didn't own much, no fancy coats, no silver coins jingling in their pockets, but they had something far more precious. They had each other, and a faith that kindness, sooner or later, always circles back. The shoemaker worked from the first blush of dawn until the stars came out, his hands shaping, stitching, and polishing with patient care. But no matter how hard he tried, the times were harder still. At last he found himself with just enough leather for one final pair of shoes. That evening he sighed, ran his hands over the leather, and cut each piece with precision. "Tomorrow," he told his wife softly, "I'll stitch them together." They banked the fire, kissed goodnight, and climbed into bed, their hearts light even if their purse was not. But when morning came, oh, what a wonder! On the workbench sat a finished pair of shoes. Not ordinary shoes, but the finest he had ever seen. The stitches were so neat they seemed woven by sunlight, the leather gleamed like warm honey, and every curve was perfect. The shoemaker rubbed his eyes. "How?" he whispered. Before he could think another thought, a customer stepped through the door. He tried the shoes, grinned, and paid double the usual price. With the coins, the shoemaker bought leather for 2 pairs. That night, just as before, he cut the pieces and left them on the table. And the next morning, there they were again, 2 pairs of flawless shoes, as if the night itself had been at work. Day after day it continued. However much he cut in the evening was stitched and polished by morning. The shop filled with customers, coins clinked cheerfully into their jar, and the little room felt warmer, busier, and happier than it had in years. One snowy night near Christmas, as the fire crackled and frost traced silver lace on the windows, the shoemaker leaned toward his wife. "I must know who's helping us," he whispered. She nodded. "Then tonight, we'll stay awake." They lit a single candle and tucked themselves behind a curtain. The shop was quiet except for the ticking of the clock and the faint hum of the winter wind. Then, at the stroke of midnight, the door creaked open. In slipped 2 tiny little men, no taller than a teapot, barefoot and giggling. They scampered to the bench, picked up the leather, and began to work. Their hands moved so quickly the candlelight blurred around them. Snip, stitch, tap, polish. They worked with such joy that it was like watching a song come to life. The shoemaker and his wife looked at each other, eyes wide. They were elves, and they wore not a scrap of clothing, not even a scarf to keep away the winter chill. The wife's eyes softened. "They've given us so much. Let's give them something in return." The next day, the shoemaker cut and stitched 2 pairs of the smallest, neatest shoes he'd ever made. His wife sewed tiny shirts, trousers, coats, and soft wool vests. That night, instead of leather, they laid the clothes on the workbench, each piece made with as much love as any gift could hold. They hid again and waited. Midnight came. The door opened. The elves skipped in and stopped short. Their eyes lit up like stars when they saw the clothes. With squeaky laughter, they dressed right there, buttoning coats, tugging on trousers, stamping their little feet into their new shoes. And then they danced. They twirled and leapt, clapped and spun, so full of joy that their laughter warmed the room more than any fire. At last, they danced right out the door, over the snowy path, and into the night, never to return. But the shoemaker and his wife no longer needed them. Their shop stayed busy, their home stayed warm, and their hearts stayed full. Because sometimes, when you give from the heart, you create a kind of magic that never truly leaves. And the best gifts aren't wrapped in gold or glitter. They're made of kindness, gratitude, and love. If this story brought you a little warmth tonight, like, comment, and subscribe for more magical tales, and tap the bell so you never miss a story that might just bring a bit of magic to your day.